February 28, 2026. The desert sky over the Persian Gulf is still black, the kind of darkness that hides intention. Staff Sergeant Daniel Reyes grips the edge of his seat inside a U.S. Air Force transport, his knuckles pale under dim red cabin lights. No one speaks. The engines hum like something alive, steady, controlled, waiting. They weren't supposed to be here. Reyes is infantry, not aircrew. His boots still carry the dust of training grounds, not foreign soil. But orders changed fast to fast. 48 hours ago, this mission didn't exist. Now, it's everything. Across from him, Private Collins leans forward, whispering, "You think it's real? Or just another show of force?" Reyes doesn't answer immediately. He stares at the sealed ramp door. Somewhere beyond it lies Iran territory they've studied, mapped, war-gamed for years. "It's real," Reyes finally says. "You don't load live rounds for a warning." The words hang heavy. The aircraft jolts slightly. A pilot's voice cuts through the silence, calm but edged with something sharper. 10 minutes. That's all the warning they get. Reyes checks his rifle against standard issue, clean oiled, ready. His fingers move from habit, but his mind drifts somewhere else. Back home, a quiet kitchen, coffee left unfinished. He forces it away. Mission first. Across the cabin, Lieutenant Harper moves between soldiers, checking gear with quick, efficient glances. No speeches, no bravado, just quiet acknowledgement. They all understand what's coming. Then the radio crackles again, different voice this time. Clipped, urgent. Strike packages inbound. Confirmed launch. Reyes freezes. Strike packages. Missiles. Not a warning. The first strike. A low rumble vibrates through the aircraft, not from their engines, but something distant, something massive. Even at altitude, they feel it. Collins looks up, eyes wide. "Was that?" Reyes nods slowly. "Yeah," he says. That was it. Far below them, invisible in the darkness, the first explosions begin. Strategic targets, radar stations, air defenses, the kind of opening move that doesn't ask permission. The war has already started. The ramp light turns green. Harper raises a hand. "Stand up." Metal scrapes as soldiers rise in unison. The tension is electric now, live, unavoidable. Reyes steps into position, heart steady but heavy. This isn't training. This isn't theory. This is the moment history splits in two. The ramp begins to open. Cold air floods in, carrying the scent of something distant, something burning. Reyes leans forward, peering into the darkness below. And for the first time, he sees the faint glow on the horizon. Fire! The wind slams into them as the ramp fully opens, a violent rush of cold air tearing through the aircraft. The red light flickers across their faces, young, hardened, uncertain. Staff Sergeant Daniel Reyes steps forward with the others, boots heavy against the vibrating metal floor. Below them, Iran burns. Not in chaos yet, but in precision. Flashes ripple across the horizon. Controlled detonations hitting radar installations, air defense grids, communication hubs. The kind of strikes designed to blind a nation before it can even open its eyes. Reyes watches it all in silence. This is how wars begin now. Not with marching armies. With light. Go, go, go. Lieutenant Harper's voice cuts through everything. The first soldier jumps, swallowed instantly by darkness. Then another, and another. Reyes steps to the edge. For a fraction of a second, time stretches thin. He sees the desert below, faintly lit by distant fires. He feels the weight of his gear, the pull of gravity, the quiet realization. There is no turning back. He jumps. The roar of the aircraft disappears, replaced by the violent rush of air. The world becomes motion and noise. His body stabilizes out of instinct, training kicking in as his hands find position. Below, the land rises fast. Too fast. Then, a sharp jolt. The parachute snaps open above him, yanking him upward before settling into a controlled descent. The silence that follows is almost worse than the noise. Now he can hear it. Distant explosions, sirens, gunfire, faint, scattered, but growing. Reyes scans the sky. Shadows drift around him, other parachutes, other men descending into the unknown. No formation now, just survival. "Reyes, you see the LZ?" Collins' voice crackles over the comm. Reyes adjusts his headset, eyes searching. "Negative." "Wait, there." A stretch of desert just outside a cluster of low industrial buildings. Smoke already rising from one of them. "A strike hit close, maybe too close." "That's our drop," Reyes says. "Stay tight if you can." "Trying," Collins replies, but his voice is thinner now, less certain. A sudden streak cuts across the sky, fast, bright, missile trail. Reyes' stomach tightens. Air defenses are still active. Harper's voice breaks in. "Move fast when you hit the ground." Too late to rethink anything now. The ground rushes up. Reyes bends his knees, braces. Impact. The The landing slams through his legs, but he rolls, absorbing it. Training taking over again. Sand fills his gloves, his mouth, his breath. He cuts the chute loose instantly, dragging it down before the wind can carry him. Around him, shapes hit the ground, some smooth, some not. A man shouts in pain somewhere to his left. Reyes grabs his rifle, scanning the darkness. The air smells different here. Burnt metal, fuel, war. Sound off. Harper calls. Voices answer, some strong, some shaken. Reyes turns toward the industrial complex ahead. Flames lick the edges of a shattered structure. Shadows move between buildings. The machine gun doesn't stop. It hammers the battlefield in relentless bursts, tearing through metal, sand, and anything that rises above cover. Staff Sergeant Daniel Reyes presses himself deeper behind the shattered concrete, each impact sending vibrations through his chest. They are locked in place. Harper, we're pinned. Collins shouts over the gunfire, voice cracking but still controlled. I see it. Harper snaps back. We need that gun down now. Reyes risks a glance. The weapon is positioned perfectly, elevated slightly on the far side of the complex, overlooking their entire approach. A kill lane, carefully chosen. Whoever set it up knows exactly what they're doing. Reyes pulls back, breath steadying despite the chaos. I can get an angle, he says. Collins looks at him like he's already gone. That's open ground. Reyes nods once. Yeah. No argument follows. There's no better option. Harper crawls closer, eyes sharp. You move fast. We'll cover what we can. What you can, Reyes repeats, almost to himself. He checks his rifle. One smooth motion, then he moves. Reyes bursts from cover. The world explodes into sound. The machine gun shifts, instantly tracking him. Rounds tear into the sand at his heels, then closer. Too close. He runs low, fast, every step calculated but desperate. The distance stretches endlessly, 10 meters, then 5. A round clips past his shoulder, so close he feels the heat. He dives behind a rusted fuel container, slamming hard against metal, breath gone, ears ringing. Alive. Reyes, you good? Harper's voice cuts through the static. Reyes forces air back into his lungs. Still here. From this angle, he sees it clearly now. The gunner, set behind reinforced plating, partially shielded, disciplined in movement, not spraying, not panicking. Every burst is controlled, methodical. Reyes studies him, timing, pattern. The gun fires in intervals, short pauses between bursts. That's the window. Reyes tightens his grip, waiting, counting. 3 seconds. Pause. He leans out and fires quick, precise shots. The gunner ducks, but the rhythm breaks. Now, Harper shouts. The rest of the squad rises, returning fire, pushing forward just enough to shift the pressure. But it's not enough. The gun roars back to life, angrier now. Reyes exhales slowly. One more chance. He waits again, counts again. The pause comes. Reyes steps out fully this time. No cover, no hesitation. He fires everything he has into the position. The gunner jerks. The machine gun stutters, then stops. Silence crashes over the battlefield, broken only by distant flames and scattered gunfire. For a moment, no one moves. Then Harper's voice, low and urgent. Push. Move now. Reyes doesn't celebrate. He doesn't breathe relief. Because as he rises, scanning the burning complex ahead, he sees movement, not retreating, repositioning, deeper inside, waiting for them to follow. The desert is no longer silent. Gunfire cracks through the night, sharp, controlled bursts echoing between the low industrial buildings ahead. Staff Sergeant Daniel Reyes drops to one knee, rifle raised, scanning through drifting smoke. Shapes move in the darkness, fast, deliberate, not panic. Defense. They're already mobilized, Reyes mutters. Lieutenant Harper signals forward, low and precise. We push to the objective. No delays. Objective. A communications hub, what's left of it. Reyes moves with his squad, boots crunching over sand and debris. The air is thick now, heavy with dust and burning fuel. Every step feels exposed, every shadow uncertain. A flash. Gunfire erupts from the left. Contact. Reyes dives behind a broken concrete barrier as rounds snap overhead. Sparks burst from metal behind him. Someone returns fire, short, disciplined bursts, the kind drilled into muscle memory. 2 o'clock, behind the tanker. Collins shouts. Reyes leans out just enough to see a figure in dark uniform, partially hidden, firing controlled shots. Not wild, not afraid. Trained. Reyes exhales, steadies, squeezes the trigger. The recoil is familiar, grounding. The figure drops, but there's no time to confirm anything. More movement, more shadows. They're flanking. Someone yells. Reyes shifts position, heart steady but fast. He catches another silhouette moving along the edge of a storage unit low. Careful, using cover well. These aren't unprepared defenders. They expected this. Harper, Reyes calls. They've got positions set. This wasn't a surprise. A pause, then Harper's voice, tighter now. Copy, that means we're late. The realization lands hard. If the enemy is ready, then something went wrong before they even arrived. Another burst of gunfire erupts closer this time. Collins stumbles back into cover beside Reyes, breathing hard. There's more of them than Intel said. Reyes glances at him. Fear is there, but so is focus. Then we adapt, Reyes says. Stay sharp. Sudden explosion rocks the ground, a secondary detonation from inside the facility. Flames surge higher, lighting everything in flickering orange. For a brief moment, the battlefield is fully visible, and Reyes sees them. Multiple positions, organized, waiting. This isn't just defense. It's a trap. Harper, this is a kill zone, Reyes shouts, but before the lieutenant can respond, a deafening crack splits the air. A heavy machine gun opens up from the far side of the complex. Rounds tear through the night, chewing through cover, forcing everyone down. Sand erupts around Reyes as he presses flat against the ground, heart hammering now. Pinned, completely exposed. Move, move. Harper shouts, but there's nowhere to go. Reyes grips his rifle tighter, mind racing. They walked straight into it. And the enemy isn't just reacting, they're executing. The silence after the machine gun falls is unnatural. Not peace, just a shift. Move, Lieutenant Harper orders, already advancing. Staff Sergeant Daniel Reyes rises with the others, legs heavy but steady. They push forward as a unit now, rifles up, spacing tight. No one speaks. The only sound is boots crunching over debris, and the low crackle of fire, consuming what's left of the facility. The entrance to the complex looms, a head half collapsed, steel doors twisted outward. From the earlier strike, smoke pours from within, thick and black, swallowing the light. Reyes slows as they approach. Stack up, he says quietly. Collins moves to his side, breathing controlled but shallow. Feels wrong, he mutters. Reyes nods. It is. Harper gestures forward. They enter. Inside, the world changes. The air is suffocating hot, metallic, filled with ash. Visibility drops to almost nothing. Shadows stretch unnaturally across broken walls and hanging cables. Emergency lights flicker weakly, casting everything in a sick, pulsing glow. Reyes leads, step by step. Every corner is a threat. Every doorway hides something unseen. They pass the first body, enemy uniform, face obscured by dust and blood. Not abandoned, positioned. Watch the angles, Reyes whispers. A faint sound echoes deeper inside. Metal scraping. Movement. They freeze. Reyes raises a handhold. The squad locks in place. Seconds stretch. Then, a single shot rings out. Not from them. From ahead. Collins flinches. That wasn't at us. Reyes listens carefully. No follow-up fire. No engagement. Just one shot. Execution, Harper says under his breath. Reyes feels it too. This isn't a firefight anymore. It's something else. They move deeper. The corridor narrows, walls scarred by shrapnel. Equipment lies scattered, communications gear, smashed consoles, wires torn apart, but not all of it. Some devices are still intact, still powered. Reyes stops at a terminal, its screen flickering weakly. Data scrolls across it, coordinates, signals, transmissions. Active. He leans closer, eyes narrowing. This place. It's still running, he says. Harper steps beside him. After a strike like that, Reyes shakes his head slowly. No, not possible. Unless the realization hits him hard. This wasn't their main system, Reyes says. It's a decoy. Before Harper can respond, a sharp click echoes behind them. Safety off. Reyes turns instantly, rifle snapping up. Figures emerge from the smoke behind their squad, weapons raised, blocking their exit. And from deeper in the corridor ahead, more footsteps, closing in. They weren't too late. They were led here. The corridor tightens, not in space, but in pressure. Staff Sergeant Daniel Reyes feels it instantly, front and rear. No clear escape, no room to maneuver, just angles, shadows, and the unmistakable sound of weapons ready to fire. Hold, Lieutenant Harper says quietly. No one shoots. Not yet. Reyes keeps his rifle trained forward, eyes cutting through the smoke. The figures ahead move with discipline, spacing controlled, barrels steady, not rushing, not afraid. They want control. Behind them, the second group closes the gap, boots slow, deliberate against concrete. A trap with patience. Collins whispers, barely audible. We're surrounded. Reyes doesn't answer. He already knows. One of the figures ahead steps forward, just enough to be seen. His silhouette sharpens in the flickering light. Helmet, vest, weapon held low but ready. Then, in clear, accented English, drop your weapons. The words echo unnaturally in the corridor. Harper doesn't respond. Neither does Reyes. Silence stretches. Reyes studies the man carefully. Not a conscript, not panicked. His stance is too calm, too measured. This isn't chaos. This is control. You were expected. The man continues. You are inside the wrong place. Reyes' grip tightens. Wrong place. He glances briefly at the terminal behind him, still flickering, still alive. Decoy. Reyes. Harper murmurs. Options. There aren't many. Fight here, and they die fast. Crossfire. No cover. No angles. Surrender isn't really an option either. Reyes lowers his voice. They want something. Or someone. Collins adds. The man ahead takes another step forward. Last chance. His weapon doesn't rise, but it doesn't need to. The threat is already complete. Reyes' mind races. Timing. Distance. The corridor behind them is narrower, less visibility. But the smoke, thicker. Movement could be hidden just for a second. Maybe less. He shifts slightly. Just enough for Harper to notice. A signal? Not spoken. Harper understands immediately. His posture changes, subtle, almost invisible. A decision made without words. Reyes exhales once, then louder, just enough to carry. All right, he lowers his rifle. Slowly, deliberately. Around him, the squad follows, hesitation, tension, but discipline holds. Weapons dip, not dropped, not yet. The man ahead watches closely, satisfied but cautious. He raises a hand slightly. And in that exact moment, Reyes moves. He kicks the damaged terminal beside him. Sparks explode outward. Lights flicker violently. The corridor plunges into chaos. Darkness, smoke, shouting. Reyes lunges forward, slamming into the nearest silhouette, driving him off balance. A shot fires wild, deafening in the confined space. Move, Harper roars. The squad surges through the confusion, controlled, aggressive, desperate. Gunfire erupts from both ends. Now no more restraint, no more control. Reyes shoves forward, heart hammering, vision blurred by smoke and sparks. This isn't escape, this is collision. And somewhere through the chaos, the door slams open under the force of Reyes' shoulder. He stumbles through into a different world. Clean air, cold light, silence almost. It hits him harder than the gunfire behind. The room is intact, not just intact, protected. Reinforced walls, sealed equipment racks, active consoles glowing in steady blue light. No fire, no damage, no chaos. This is the real facility. Inside, move. Reyes shouts. The squad spills in behind him. Harper lasts through the door. He slams it shut, engaging the manual lock. The gunfire outside muffles instantly, reduced to distant, angry thuds. For a brief second, no one moves. They just breathe. Collins pulls off his mask, eyes wide as he scans the room. This place, it wasn't hit. No, Reyes says, stepping forward slowly. Because this is what they were protecting. The consoles hum quietly, screens alive with data streams, coordinates, encrypted signals, transmission logs. Not destroyed, not disrupted, operational. Harper moves beside Reyes. Can you read it? Reyes leans closer to the nearest terminal, fingers hovering over controls. He's not a specialist, but he knows enough. And what he sees doesn't make sense. These aren't defensive signals, he says slowly. They're outbound. Harper frowns. To where? Reyes scrolls through the data, heart beginning to pound again. Multiple locations. Regional, international. He stops. One coordinate string repeats, over and over. Not military bases. Cities. Collins steps closer. What is it? Reyes doesn't answer immediately, because he recognizes one of them. Not from a map, from memory. Those are population centers, he says finally. The room feels colder. Harper's voice tightens. You're saying this isn't a defense network? Reyes shakes his head. No, this is targeting data. Before anyone can respond, a sharp metallic sound echoes from the door behind them. Impact. Once, then again. They all turn. They're breaching. Collins whispers. Reyes looks back at the screen. More data scrolls in. Timers. Synchronization markers. Something is already in motion. How long? Harper asks. Reyes scans quickly. His chest tightens. Minutes, he says. Maybe less. Another hits the door harder this time. The metal bends slightly inward. They won't hold long. Harper turns to Reyes. Can you stop it? Reyes stares at the system. Complex. Encrypted. Built not just to operate but to survive attack. He exhales slowly. I don't know, he admits. Behind them, the door cracks. Light spills through the growing fracture. Voices outside closer now. Determined. Reyes places his hands on the console. No more hesitation. Then we try, he says. Because if they don't, whatever this system is about to do has already begun. The door won't hold. Each bends the metal further inward, bolts screaming under pressure. Staff Sergeant Daniel Reyes blocks out the noise, forcing his focus onto the console in front of him. Lines of code scroll to fast. Timers tick down. Synchronization across multiple targets already active. This isn't a system waiting for orders. It's executing them. Reyes, Harper says, voice tight, we're out of time. I know, Reyes replies, fingers moving now fast, instinctive, not trained for this, but driven by something deeper than skill. Understanding. He scans the structure, not random, layered, failsafes stacked on failsafes. Kill one process, another replaces it. Shut down one node, the network reroutes. It's designed to survive a strike, Reyes mutters. Even this one. Collins moves to the door, bracing it with his shoulder as another impact slams through. A crack splits, wider light pours in, along with shouting in a language they don't need to understand. They're coming through. Collins yells. Reyes ignores it. He sees something, buried deep in the system. A master command hidden, protected, but active. Not launch, not control. Confirmation. The system isn't deciding. It's waiting for one final signal. Harper. Reyes snaps. This whole thing, it's not autonomous. It's waiting on authorization. From who? Reyes doesn't answer, because he doesn't know. But the signal path is clear. External. Somewhere far beyond this room. Another. The door fractures open, a hand forcing through the gap, then a weapon. Collins fires instantly. The shot is deafening in the enclosed space. The weapon disappears. The hand pulls back, but it won't stop them for long. Reyes? Harper shouts. Reyes' mind races. He can't shut it down. Not in time. But maybe. He doesn't need to. If I can interrupt the confirmation, Reyes says. Almost to himself. The system won't execute. Harper steps closer. Do it. Reyes dives deeper into the code, bypassing layers, forcing access. Warnings flash across the screen: failures, lockouts, resistance. The system fights him, actively, like it knows. The timer drops lower. Seconds now. The door gives way further, faces visible through the smoke. Weapons pushing through the breach. Collins reloads, hands shaking but controlled. Reyes finds it. The confirmation channel. A single pathway. One chance. He hesitates, just for a fraction of a second, because cutting this signal might not stop it. It might trigger something worse. A failsafe. An automatic launch. No confirmation needed. Harper sees the hesitation. Reyes, he says, calm but absolute, make the call. The weight of it settles. Not strategy. Not orders. Choice. Reyes exhales slowly, then presses the command. The screen freezes. For one endless second, nothing happens. Then, every display goes dark. The hum of the system dies. Silence floods the room. Even the men at the door hesitate. Reyes stares at the dead console, heart pounding,